Hello. Thank you all for being here. Let's dive in. So, the best advice, as always, is to know thyself. If you're researching or learning anything, take what you want, leave the rest, be honest with yourself. You know, the journey and the destination is about self-discovery. It's a personal experience. We are all on our own journey, realizing our own vision. And I found that knowing myself um, and being in alignment with that is when I experience the least amount of resistance when I'm bringing forth my vision. So let's have fun. This is an experiment. We're gonna play with it on our road to self mastery. Enlightenment is all about lightening up. So let's not take it too serious. Let's have fun. And as always, it's important to make your own interpretation. Okay? Um, be careful with suggestion. That can be sneaky. I know often I get suggestions and it hits me right or it sounds so good that I can just unconsciously accept that and identify with it instead of taking awareness of it, examining it through the filter of me and myself, and interpret it that which best serves me and is in harmony and in contribution to my vision. So, for example, I have never read the 7 Day Mental Diet, and I don't intend to. Um, this 7 Day Mental Diet being the book by Emmett Fox. Okay, but instead, I am studying Joseph Rodriguez's latest interpretation of this material, because I know that's what works for me. Joseph Rodriguez speaks my language. I admire him. He gives me deep inspiration in my understanding. So that's me knowing myself. So then, this information is new. I began digesting it, put the thing on Instagram, and then and now in investigating it much further in preparation to share this all with you. So I've made a bunch of what I thought was this video and the past couple days, and I realized that I was just like regurgitating Joseph Rodriguez's interpretation, and then I was gonna try to pawn that on you guys, but instead, as time has elapsed, I've began the 7 Day Mental Diet, and I've gone to some extremes. So I find that I have more of an understanding on this, and thus have my own interpretation that I would like to share with you. So I encourage you to make your own interpretation of this, and with everything, I guess. So I find the sweet spot in life, obviously being in the trifecta of the mind, body, and soul. So although this study, we are just going to be examining the mind by itself, note that when I'm practicing this, I'm taking huge considerations in my body and my soul. And we'll touch on that more later. The other thing I want to mention is the fact that we're dealing with time. So in discussing these woo-woo, woke, concepts, we're discussing, imagination, or, things that are in higher dimensions. It takes time for these things to manifest and get brought down and crystallized into this low vibrational physical reality. And so something like this 7 day challenge, it's a 7 day challenge, but the idea is to make it a way of life. And so with the woke stuff, it's like, sometimes for me, it's like you're doing all these things, or like saying I am, or doing this, like I am this, and it just comes across like you think things are going to happen like now. Like, I think that like the imagination exists now. And so if I'm doing this and relating it to this way, and why isn't it happening now in physical reality? And I just really understand that, we're dealing with time, and time is the beautiful, interesting thing about this reality. So we have to take and affect time and be patient and trust that, know that we have the confidence in our deep roots. So when we are along the journey and our branches are swaying in the wind, we remain steadfast and sturdy in the eye of the storm. Okay, so enough about me and more about myself, okay? I love studying the mind. I'm truly in love and fascinated with the mind. It's so powerful, and it's, just the foundation of this reality. The first law of the Hermetic principles is the principle of mentalism. The all is a universe, and the universe is mind. The universe, what is it? It's you inversed. It's you projected through your mind, and we see that in the word environment, the environmental. It has mental in that word, and I think we all agree that it is a reflection. So if you want the reflection to change, if you're staring at a mirror and you want what the mirror is reflecting to change, you don't change the mirror, you change yourself, and then that reflection changes. So I love the mind, but with the trifecta, I've realized that if I'm not grounded in my body and aligned with my soul, then I can't take advantage of the powers that the mind give. So that's important. So what are we doing? Well, in short, the 7 day mental diet consists of us making a decision that for the next 7 days we will not entertain, dwell upon, or identify with negative thinking. Pretty simple. It's okay for those thoughts to come, but the idea is to just let them pass, and especially not to identify with them. Identify being saying I am too. So what this is doing, or what we're doing, is we are trying to develop a heightened sense of awareness. So we're discussing the mind and what is the mind for. We know that the mind is for awareness, imagination, inspiration. It's not for decision making, but awareness. So let's heighten that skill. So this is like a mental exercise to strengthen the powerful tool of the two gifts that the Hermetics say our two gifts are thought and speech. So I started this 3 days ago, and I probably learned about this information 5 or 6 days ago. So this is new. So my first day, I was buzzing, feeling so good, kind of unrelated to the 7-day mental diet. So it was very easy. So the first day, I'm walking around like I invented the 7-day diet and blah, blah, blah. So everything was good, so I didn't need to be that aware. Okay. The second day, not good. Very much different. I needed to be aware. But I didn't really, from day one, didn't have to be, so I wasn't really aware. I was having negative thinking, and it would take me a while to like become aware that I was having that negative thinking and not letting it pass. I guess identifying with it, and so it took more than just like mental work of just like letting it go. It took a lot. I had to go outside for a while. I had to run. I had to walk on the beach. I had to get on the phone, start calling friends, start laughing, start making jokes. I had to go see my friend and really get, I think, out of my head, more in my body and in my soul, and to be able to like get that willpower to allow those thoughts to go. And I think some of it too is maybe if I couldn't let a thought go, I kind of had to dwell in it and make peace with it, and just kind of accept it, and then it seemed like I could let it go. So now the third day, feeling good. So I'm riding that wave, but I am more aware because I learned from yesterday. So when we're doing this, how do we gauge this? How are we aware? So observation through feeling. We want to think feelingly. So we observe how we feel, become aware of how we feel, and then adjust accordingly. So it's kind of, I kind of feel like you don't necessarily need to be aware of your thoughts, but just more your mood. At least that's how I interpret it. Are you in a good mood? A mood that you want to be in? So like when I was younger, I had this divine discontent with this world and was frustrated a lot, and I would sit and dwell upon it, and I kind of like needed to or wanted to or whatever. But that's when I was little. Now, at this point in my life, along this stage of my journey, I don't feel that there is any reason why I should ever be in a bad mood. Learning how to embody and step into king energy. I don't envision a king being in a bad mood or pissy or buzzkill or anything like that. That sounds more like a tyrant. The king is cool, calm, and collective and centered, and integrity, maintaining order. He serves the people, and they trust him because he's a king. He hasn't let them down. He protects them. He serves them. He blesses them. So, fucking need to be a buzzkill. Okay. So, me knowing myself, I know that my negative thoughts are all filtered through frustration. Frustration is the first layer for me in negativity. If I'm going to get angry or disappointed or bitter, or if I'm feeling failure or rejection, I was frustrated before that. So, what I am setting the intentions on is really being aware if I start getting frustrated, and if I notice that I'm frustrated, then that makes me aware that I am identifying with some type of negative thinking or something that doesn't resonate with me, nor nor is in harmony or is in contribution to my vision. So I will do what I got to do to get out of that frustration. Okay, that's pretty much it. One more thing that I want to put in, some of the best advice ever comes from Bashar and what he called in his formula, which is to follow your highest excitement at all times to the best of your ability with no expectation on what the outcome will look like while remaining in a positive state. So that is the formula to live authentically to you, and in no part of that is there anything with a negative mood, negative thoughts, or anything that I'm following excitement, and I can expect whatever's going to happen, and be inspired by those expectations and, follow that. But if it doesn't look like how expected, everything's good, and I remain in a positive state. That's where I'm at. So, that's all. Thank you for listening. As always, everything is in divine timing, and you are exactly where you need to be.